Hey y'all. How you guys doing? Happy Friday. I'm not going to be in here very long. Um, I don't really like doing that. I'm gonna wait until people come into the live thing because I feel like it's recorded. You can go back and start it from the beginning and rewatch it. Come in on the replay if you are on the replay and you have questions on what I'm going to talk about today. Type those questions in the chat box and I will respond to those kind of throughout my day or throughout the weekend. First of all, I want to say that this new Ask Coach Carter segment is something that I have is not so new actually. It's something I've done in the past on my main my main business profile page, but I decided to do this privately in the group to be able to kind of answer any questions you guys from a coach's perspective and to make it something that is catered to you all that are in the school, that are in the programs. So just so you know, these questions are not just for Forex. They are if you are a Forex student, a crypto student, a stock market student, or if you've simply taken the Money and Mocktails course um, and you still have a few questions as you're leading into your next step. That's what these segments are for. My goal is to keep them under 15 minutes. So today I hope to stay under 15 minutes. Probably I may even be able to stay under 10 since nobody's actually in the room as of yet. But when you come in, let me know you're here. Say hi. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and type those questions, comments, and concerns in the comment section, and I will respond to them accordingly. So today's topic, what we wanted to discuss, the main question that we had, and I probably should have already had this on the screen so you all can see it. But it should actually be in the commentary or the caption of the video. I'm talking about wins and losses today. One of the questions I was asked is how do I deal with wins and losses? When it comes to wins and losses, I believe that that's something that we need to be proactive about as opposed to being reactive. Most of us are reactive to our losses or to our wins. Meaning, when I say reactive, I mean when you lose, you're devastated and you're trying to figure out how do I come back from this loss. And so you make decisions based upon how do I bounce back from what just happened, right? Same thing with the win. Once you win, now you're responding to the win from the perspective of not necessarily being prepared for it to have happened, right? But when we are proactive, we prepare ourselves for in the event that this happens, this is what my response needs to be. When it comes to losses, for me specifically, wins and losses, actually, I have a plan that I go with. I have a trading plan that I have set up. And do I always follow my trading plan? Absolutely not. I'm gonna be honest up front. I told you guys how I lost about 25 to 30K in the month of June while I was investing. While that was still within the parameters of my willingness to lose, I was okay with losing that amount of money. I don't think I was really prepared mentally to lose that much money. As I say, I'm okay with it because of the goal that I had in mind. I was more prepared for the win than I was for the loss, because after I lost, I actually took a month or so, almost 2 months off of trading and just looking at the charts and figuring out kind of where I went wrong and reassessing some things, right? um so the way I dealt with that is I reassessed, um like I just stated, where I went wrong, what entries um where I making that were not quite the best entries, what happened. And I noticed with a lot of my trades that I lost on that month, there were a lot of issues where my stop loss was too tight. I wasn't giving my trades enough room to breathe. And the reason why I didn't give my trades enough room to breathe is because of the fact that I was over leveraging, because I was trying to make a specific amount of money in a specific amount of time. And that caused me to over leverage, right? And over leveraging, which is also over leveraging is, for those of you who are not familiar with the term leverage, over leveraging is when you risk too much of your money, that if you lose it, you can't necessarily take the type of financial hit that is going to cause. In layman's term, that's the simplest way to explain over leveraging, right? So in learning that and realizing that I over leveraged, now I have to go back to my trading plan and say, okay, Jet, you said that you would not risk more than X amount of dollars per trade, right? And you did not stick with that. And not sticking with that, now I have to deal with the fallout of it. But I took some time, like I said, I regrouped, figured out where I went wrong, and then I did not necessarily need to redevelop or rescope my plan. I needed to redevelop my psychology, my thinking, my thought process, because the issue that I had was not that my plan was wrong. The issue that I had was that I was not sticking with the plan, right? So now I have to go back, get my thought process in order, and that's one of the major ways that I dealt with my major loss this summer. The way I deal with major wins is I celebrate the wins. I celebrate the wins and I take a break. Just like I took a break during the loss, I took a break during the win. The reason why, after a major win, this I also made, like, right before that huge loss, I made like 50, almost $47,000 in the previous month trading, and I did that like over a 2-day time period trading, right? On a personal account that I had. In trading, in that type of gain, that type of windfall, your emotions can get extremely high, right? You can get to the point to where you feel an overwhelming sense of pride within yourself, as in, man, I bossed it, I did that. And it makes you feel like you could do almost anything. The issue with that type of euphoria, that type of euphoric feeling, is that sometimes mentally you're not thinking, and rationally you're not thinking, and you're not making logical decisions after the fact. You're making decisions based upon just the emotional aspect of what you're feeling. You're basically feeling yourself. And so you have to allow yourself time to feel what just happened. I had to allow myself time to feel that almost $50,000 that was made in that moment. Here recently, I made another almost 29, almost $30,000 trading the US 30 index. My my after effects of that was completely different than the effects of when I made that 50 or $47,000 earlier in the year on those two GP. It was GPAU and US 30 on those two trades. The reason why is because I did not take the opportunity to take a break like I needed to, and in not taking a break, it caused me to began to over leverage, which led to a massive loss the following month, right? And so I took this time, when I had that huge win, I took a moment to breathe. I took a moment to take it all in. I bought myself something nice. I bought something for my kids. I put some money aside for another investment venture that we are going into as a family. I set that money aside, and then I took a break from trading. I think I took about maybe a week or 2 weeks off before I started to trade again. And once I came back with a more level head, more clear mindset, a better feel of the charts and what was going on, and seeing how things had kind of topped out, and now we're going into a reversal on certain aspects. And my emotions were better, under control better. The reason why I was able to do that is because I prepared myself beforehand for a large gain or a potential loss, and said that if this is going to happen, if I were to make or lose a certain amount of money, then I'm going to take a break for X amount of time. If I make over this amount of money, I'm also going to take a break for this amount of time. So the short answer to the question is the short answer to the question of how do I deal with large wins and large losses is you take the time to feel them. You take the time for the emotional high or low to subside so that you can think clearly before stepping into your next trade, your next investment option. Take a moment to um, reassess the charts. Take a moment to, especially if it's a loss, if you're a loss, take a moment to reassess your charts, reassess your strategy, figure out where did I go wrong, right? What could I have done differently? Did I give my trade enough room to breathe? Did I enter prematurely? Did I enter in the middle of a movement? Because sometimes we lose because we enter in the middle of movements because we're afraid to miss it. Fear of missing out sometimes will cause us to lose big. And I talk about that a lot in trading psychology. I'll dig into that even deeper in the uh, 5-day Forex intensive. If you have the class online, there's a video. If you have the intro to investing course online, there's a video on trading psychology, and I talk about FOMO, fear of missing out, identifying the emotional aspect that contributed to my loss, and then dealing with that emotion. And then once I figure out the emotional aspect, I figure out the technical aspect that contributed to my loss, and I fix that technical or the fundamental aspects that may have been wrong in my assessments. And then come back stronger than ever. When it comes to wins, I figure out where was I emotionally when I was making this trade? What timing was I entering this trade? What technical analysis technical analytical tools, sorry, did I utilize in order to make this particular trade? Because you don't want to just assess where you went wrong to try to correct the wrong. You also want to look at what did I go right, what did I do correctly, and in turn how can I continue to do that correctly and be consistent in making those same decisions over and over again. And that's how we create consistent wins, and that's how we decrease losses. We limit our losses. So you guys have an amazing weekend, an amazing Friday. I kept it under 15 minutes. We're only at 12 minutes. If you have any further questions, type it in the chat box. If you're watching it on the replay, again, let me know. If you guys have any questions outside of this particular topic, create a post that says hashtag Ask Coach Carter in this particular group, and I will address your questions on Fridays at 12:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. Periodically, I will open this discussion up to one of my other groups as well. If you want to email your question, you can email your question to info@coachcarterllc.com, and I will answer those questions to the best of my ability. And there will be times when you guys may have a question that is kind of outside the parameters of the investment wheelhouse. It may be a question on business or any other thing, business planning, business credit or personal credit, things like that. Do not be afraid to ask those questions, because when there's a question that I cannot answer personally, I will bring an additional person on with me, and we will tackle those questions together to make sure you guys get the answers that you need, and that will help you to move forward in progressing toward the best version of yourself. Our goal here at the Millionaire University is to create millionaires, to help you guys to build sustainable wealth, and we do that through education. So I want to be sure that you all are educated on the right steps to take to make sure that you are not only profitable, but you are also successful. Because just a nugget, it is very possible to be profitable and not successful. You can make the money and not necessarily have success. So I want to make sure that you're able to have that total package. I love you guys. I will see you all next Friday. Talk to you all next Friday. If you guys have any other questions, again, do not hesitate to send me those questions. If you are a part of the Forex Telegram group, make sure you can post questions in that group. Post your charts. I want to see them. If you are if you have taken or are signed up for one of the Forex classes and you are not a part of the Forex Telegram group analysis group, please join that group. That's where I really look at you guys' charts. There's been some discussion this week in there after a one-on-one with one of the other students, which was a very good chart. And as a matter of fact, that chart, I'm not going to hold y'all on here with that, but that chart is playing out very well. The analysis is playing out very well. And so we're going to look at that next week to see how it all played out. So if you are a Forex student, I admonish you to join that group. If you are a crypto student, join the crypto Telegram link. I have not started a stock market Telegram link, which I probably should, just to make sure you guys are abreast. And what I do in those links is I present information that is specific to those particular topics. So in the Forex group, all we talk about is Forex. Every now and then I may throw a few stock ideas out there or something like that, a few, if it's something that's really hot. But you guys will get real firsthand knowledge of any Forex things that come up, any news that come up that would affect the Forex market. You're going to get that. Same thing with the crypto market, the crypto Telegram group and the stock market Telegram group that I have to start. You guys will get that information that's specific to just that topic only. I can go on and on and on and talk, but y'all have an amazing weekend. Do something great this weekend with your family. Do something to be impactful and inspiring to somebody else. And I will see you all later. And I hope to see you in the 5-day Forex class in November.